Did you know that Jerry Lee Lewis had to raise chickens and sell hundreds of eggs to pay for his first record? And that Elvis Presley worked as a truck driver before recording his first songs? You might not know that the Beach Boys sang a lot about surfing, but only one of the band members actually knew how to balance on a surfboard. The History of Rock, for big fans and little punks, is the most complete history of rock for kids ever published, and one of the most exciting for any age group. Packed with fun trivia about the most influential artists and bands, and based on solid research, the book follows the most striking careers in rock music. It has over 150 illustrations, covers about 500 bands, and includes more than 1,000 suggestions of songs. Organized in chronological chapters, the history of rock follows and describes the main genres, how they developed, and how they influenced each other in a lighthearted and funny way. The book has over 100 pages and 150 illustrations. It's divided into 35 categories, such as The Pioneers of Rock, Women at the Helm, Smash It, Hard as Rock, and Machine Power. Each chapter begins with a description of a certain movement, genre, or period. The biography of each band or artist is described in a simple and funny way, complemented with an illustration and lots of fun facts. Each biography contains an info box with the band's most relevant information, origin, band members, music genres, and even song suggestions. At the end of each chapter, we have listed bands who also stood out in that category and suggest a playlist for parents to listen to with their kids. This playlist of over 1,000 songs from every period and genre is included in all the rewards.
Hi, I'm Rita.
And I'm Joana. We are the authors of The History of Rock with Big Fans and Little Punks. Rita did the research and the writing, and I dealt with the illustrations.
During my career as a teacher, I realized that my pupils knew nothing about rock music and that they were only entertained by the latest disposable hits. I've also been a rock DJ for a long time, so it was easy to understand that the rock songs that my generation listened to and that define the way we see the world today are unknown to kids and most teenagers. Expressions like mixtape, album, single, solo, riff, and lots of others we grew up with are at risk of extinction, along with the beautiful songs we spent so many hours listening to. I began writing a list with the bands and artists I thought were the most important in rock music. I needed to find a way to get kids interested in rock music. If only there was a book that could open the doors to the rock universe, an exciting book that presented this art form to kids. This was the book I wanted to write. It was a book to tell the story of rock music to children, but in a way that was suitable for the whole family. I spent 4 years researching, talking to experts, musicians, music lovers, reading music magazines, websites, books, charts. Finally, the time came to put this book together and bring all these rock characters to life. That's when Joana came along.
I had to search tons of images and see lots of video clips to study the physical features and curious aspects about each artist. We spent hours and hours talking about it in order to tune in our ideas. And finally, we launched a shorter version of the book in our country and developed several workshops about rock music for children and families. And we thought that was as far as it would go. One morning, I posted Iggy Pop's portrait on Instagram, the one from the book. And later that day, I got a notification that the illustration had been shared by Iggy himself, and that was amazing.
We started thinking about writing a version of the book in English. We want to select more bands, draw more illustrations, expand the text and translate it. We want to take this book one step closer to being absolutely complete.
Our dream is to get the history of rock on the shelf of every rock lover's home. Thank you.